Okay, we are recording episode 3 of T.G.High.F.
High-F.
I had to explain to my young friend Tom today, who you know from Canada in the City,
Yes.
what T.G.High.F was. He had never heard of it before.
What the fuck?
Yep. So, and
Are
he
you sure
kept,
Tom just didn't smoke it from his memories?
he kept thinking I was talking about one TV show. He was like, it was a 2-hour long show, it was one comedy show. I was like, no, it was a block of shows on Friday nights.
He's from Arizona, right?
Yep, he's just young. He's only like 23 or 24.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tom's an old soul. I thought he was our
Indeed.
age.
Nope. Tom was not even 21 when I started working with him.
Wow.
Well, not at Canada City, but at our place before that.
I did not know that. That's funny.
So if
What up, Tom?
If you're following, so if you're watching along with us here, we're watching the Boy Meets World pilot, and if you're trying to sync up, let's find something to.
You should have probably
do
just
here.
fucking hit play kind of right when we started.
You might want to. You want to hit play right as we started.
Also, sitting in the death chair of this episode is Squints from Sandlot.
Oh yeah, all right. By the way, at the start of this episode, when they showed Feeney over by the vending machine, I gotta say, and I've only ever seen fruit and vegetables and vending machines in TV shows, and I feel like it's just okay. So he just hit the world with the baseball bat, and now the glove's going past that.
There's
Anyway,
French fries.
I'm trying to help you sync up
a
with us
Bible?
here.
So this is the intro of the show.
But I've only, yeah, they're in the theme song right now. Betsy Randall. But I feel like it was just these good-spirited TV networks in the 90s trying to convince us children that we should be eating vegetables. So in the shows, they're showing us, oranges in the vending machine. Like, who's stocking the vending machine with fresh fruit? It's always, non-perishable shit.
Yeah, wouldn't you have to open it up and take it out eventually?
Yeah.
And it seems like more often than not.
If people weren't buying the oranges, you'd have to come every 2 or 3 days and take them out, or they'd be rotting inside of the machine.
Especially at a school.
Yep, filled with disgusting children.
Those fucking animals.
Poison the air. So, let's see.
Ruin everything.
There's somebody laying on the desk in a green shirt. That's where we are right now, folks.
Oh, I know what they're studying.
And continuing with the darkness of dinosaurs, we're now talking about Squints stabbing a girl in his class with a knife in the chest at the direction of Mr. Feeney, who seems to be really pushing to see how far he can take his power.
He's become such a fucking sadist at this
Yeah.
point in his career, as most principals do.
Now, see, classic TV trope here of the person being caught listening to a sports game while they're supposed to be in class, or a wedding, or a funeral, any of those things. I'm glad they brought it into Boy Meets World.
Ooh, that fucking Walkman.
pretty
AM,
nice
FM fucking capabilities. Woo.
Do you think Feeney's supposed to be from Boston or something, or Massachusetts with that almost English accent he has going on?
Is that where the actor's from?
I don't know, but he doesn't talk like a dude from Philadelphia because he hasn't threatened to stab anybody yet. But
None of them really sound like anybody from Philadelphia. Just like in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
well, yeah. But it's kind of unbelievable that this is set in Philadelphia like they say it's supposed to be, because look at do you see the floor of the classroom here? There's no trash on it.
Wait, what do you have against Philadelphia? What's happening right now? I'm from the West Coast. I don't know the grudge. Is there a grudge?
That fucking city is so goddamn covered in trash. It's unbelievable. And they'll admit it. They won't hide. People from Philadelphia would admit that in a heartbeat. It's I can't believe how much trash is on the ground there. It's like people don't. It's like they take offense at the idea of a trash can.
Do you think it's just all this cheesesteak wrappers? Because cheesesteaks are fucking delicious, and I know you don't agree, but
I don't
maybe
know.
you do.
But I mentioned to my friend Rose one time about my perception of Philly as being just covered in trash. So she took her cell phone, and she lives in Philly, and she just recorded as she walked down her steps, opened her front door, and walked outside onto the sidewalk, and just panned around the sidewalk in front of her house. And there were literally dozens of pieces of like plastic and paper trash just in front of her house on the sidewalk.
Oh, weird.
Yep, the city is covered. Like if you could find like the worst block in Portland that is just fucking covered. Like, oh, by my new dispensary. I guess I shouldn't say what it is. But there's a parking lot near my new dispensary that's just people, you know.
It's a parking dumpster.
People just dump I've found like a handful of like unused tampons just out of their wrapper stuffed into a Cheetos bag. And I was like, that's interesting.
What do they do with the Cheetos is what I want to know.
They're just a very confused person with it.
I'm sorry. Okay. So anyway, we're being introduced to a bunch of characters. If you don't know Boy Meets World by now, you may be listening to the wrong podcast.
Yep, that's true. If you don't know it by now, Corey is a boy in Philadelphia.
Garbage town, garbage town.
I wish I had more. I feel bad. I have friends from Philly, and now I feel like they're going to be mad at me for talking
They
about
just
where
won
they're
the
from.
Super Bowl. They're riding the wave still. They're fine.
Richmond has a lot of trash on the ground, too, but you guys just take it to a whole different level. Richmond actually is covered in chicken bones. Like, no matter what neighborhood you're in the city of Richmond, there just seem to be, like, barbecue chicken bones and chicken wings
Like
or whatever.
crossroad deals? What do you use these chicken bones
Just
for?
people that like just got a bucket of chicken and they just dump the bones out of their car inside on the fucking road.
Do you think it's just chickens trying to cross the road like in that old joke?
I think Southern people just
Committing
like to eat
suicide
chicken
because
all
you
the
guys
time.
keep eating chicken? Just kidding. I fucking love eating chicken. I'm hungry right now. Okay, so at first in this show, Eric was like the cool older brother. And the theory is that the entire show is filtered through Corey. Like, it's all his memories of how things went down.
I see.
And so when he's younger, Eric seems like a cool older brother. And as he gets older and Eric gets more stupid, he just realizes he's actually a dumbass.
I have not heard of this theory of this being filtered through Corey's eye. I guess it makes sense. Does he directly address the camera? Ever? Does Corey?
I don't think so. Maybe. The pilot's a different beast. He might do it in the pilot, but I don't think he does.
You remember when his fucking sister disappears for like seasons?
Yeah, it's like a
and then
season
comes
or
back and
two.
they make some joke about how she's been spending so much time in her room.
Yeah,
It's funny.
I was in my room for a really long time.
I wonder if the last scene she was in before they cut her for a while was her being sent to her room. Where they were like, go to your room. And then that's why they made that joke.
I really hope so. I'm going to have to look
Yeah,
into
we'll
this.
look that up. Now, we're seeing some classic 90s fashion here with Squints, which is the like long, wide-sleeved sweatshirt with the flannel chest and back area, and then the gray sweatshirt sort of hood and sleeves.
And it's short sleeved.
Now, what Corey's wearing here, this purple shirt, I used to wear shirts like that was me, basically.
Me too, yes.
The way Corey is dressed is how I dressed all the time as a kid.
Just like the Walmart.
I loved my purple
patterns.
shirt. The only difference between me and Corey looks-wise is basically that I was a little chubbier and my hair wasn't quite as curly as that. But I used to get so like emotionally invested in this. Like, look how many apples are in that fucking vending machine.
Yeah, nobody's
That's
buying them. The vending machine to the left with the snacks has shit just straight out of stock.
Yeah. But, goddamn, what was I saying? Oh, I used to watch this show and The Wonder Years. Something about the Savage Brothers, man.
They're really good actors.
They're really good actors.
They are, as
they
kids.
Really,
They fucking, like, this kid's killing it. Like, no doubt.
Boy Meets World and The Wonder Years both, I would watch them and get so emotionally invested in the show that when good things happen to Corey or to... Oh, why can't I think of the character's name in The Wonder Years?
Hold on. Kevin. Ben and Fred.
when good things would happen to Corey or Kevin, I would get like super happy, and when bad things happen to them, I would get so upset. My parents, like, not like I'm crying, but I would be so bummed out.
Yeah,
my
you
parents
just
would be
relate
like,
to the character
yeah.
more.
My parents would be like, it's just a TV show, you know, next week they'll be fine. I'm like, that story was so sad.
No, yeah, it's like, and too, like, you learn the values of friendship through, like, Corey Matthews and fucking, oh my god, Sean Hunter.
Indeed. Sean Hunter is probably one of the best, in my opinion, supporting characters in, like, any of these sorts of sitcoms.
Yes, definitely a very good yin to his yang.
Yeah. He's, like, good-hearted, but he's more rebellious than Corey, where Corey is, like, cautious and, like, super worrisome. Sean is just go with the, you know, you need
And
that
Sean's got
sidekick.
things harder, and it's nice that they kind of give you the perspective on that.
For sure.
And how it affects the friendship and stuff. This show actually gets super emotionally manipulative at points.
Do you remember the episode where Corey thinks that Sean has been sleeping with this girl and that he's having sex but isn't telling Corey about it? And really, this girl is just hiding from her abusive father. And is staying at Sean's trailer because of that.
Was it the girl that played Allison Mack, or am I fucking this up?
I think so.
I'm not even going to look it up. Maybe, I can't remember. I know they dated in the show, Sean and her character.
Oh, poor Mr. Feeney just got stood up.
Oh, so Corey's watching from his treehouse, which he's currently moved into.
God, it's making me so sad.
And now Feeney's having a salad for one, and Corey's eating his fried chicken with him.
Why is Corey in the treehouse there?
He ran away because
He ran away.
Eric took a girl to the
their bedroom
baseball game. Eric was getting laid, and
Mom, Eric's up there fucking, and I can't use my bed.
so Corey moved out of the room into the treehouse to spite his brother.
Because of what?
He took a girl to the baseball game that he promised to go to Corey with. So Corey moved out.
Now, from the theory I've seen on YouTube, this scene right here where she uses the duck hunt gun to threaten Corey is supposed to be a hint that Corey is actually a duck who is having a dream about being a human.
Wait, is this for real?
No.
It's really just a preface to Howard the Duck. Okay, this is how we do it.
And in the final episode, it was supposed to be that the duck wakes up in a pond and realizes he was just dreaming about being a child in Philadelphia who goes all the way to college and marries his sweetheart.
So if you're watching along, Corey's mother just caught him breaking in for some socks and put a duck hunt gun to the back of his...
Yep.
Wait, to his back.
And if you are watching along in the future, this is the time to put on your duck mask, your little fake duck nose.
Your creepy fucking duck mask.
Yeah.
Put that shit on and
on
have
your
your
duck
girlfriend
mask.
put in her fox butt plug.
Yep.
And you guys can start getting furry
I was
with
going
it.
to say this would be when you should eat the duck that you bought earlier for this occasion, but I don't, as a vegetarian, I don't really want to encourage people in the future to be eating ducks.
Maybe your boyfriend or whatever person puts the butt plug with the foxtail in their butthole. It's not for me to say.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
But this is the time. This is the time to do it, though. Whatever you're doing.
Whatever you're doing to honor this great show, do it now.
Now, Mr. Feeney.
Oh, he's from Brooklyn, by the way.
How'd you figure that out?
I looked it up.
Oh, so Feeney's supposed to be from Brooklyn with that fucking
Wait,
accent?
no, he's from Brooklyn.
Oh, the accent. It's like Mr. Feeney
I
is
think
supposed
Feeney,
to be from Brooklyn.
Feeney
No
might
wonder
be
he
from
left.
Boston in this show. He might be from Philly in this show.
He's just got such an affected way of speaking that it really sounds like that, like Harvard, not really Harvard way of speaking, but just like that there's a certain type of East Coast, they really only exist in the North from what I've
I
seen.
know what you're saying, like New England
that
territory.
still, that they're like high society types, even though Feeney's obviously just like
Well, they have like some
teacher.
weird hint of an old English accent.
Yeah, an old English accent is fucking weird as shit.
I know exactly what you mean. It's like a Shakespearean American mashup for me.
There was this dude that covers for Rush Limbaugh sometimes. I used to hate listening to Rush Limbaugh. I'd listen and get really fucking mad. Really mad. So
I would do the same thing with Hawthorne Heights. It's okay.
So this dude would cover for Rush Limbaugh sometimes. And I thought he was British because he would speak like this. And rah, rah, rah. And I found out that he was from like... He was actually a Canadian dude that had moved to America when he was like 15 or some shit. But had been living in like Maryland for most of his life. And I was like, why do you talk like that? And I was like, he's just putting on like this...
Pompous fucking accent.
way of speaking to sound like...
Smart.
Yeah, it was weird.
To give the impression of education.
Can't believe Rush Limbaugh is the same species as me. I have this joke I wrote recently about when I was stoned and thinking about how all of us are made of stardust, and then this voice in my head was like, so is Donald Trump though, so who gives a shit? Like the idea that people like Rush Limbaugh and Donald Trump are also made out of stardust just kind of ruins it for me.
Yeah. Maybe it's like the Golgothan and some people are just kind of made of shit.
You know that, I gotta say, Feeney, that sweater is not that flattering for you, brother.
Yeah, he's had some hard years. He just got stood up.
That's true. Feeney got stood up earlier. We touched on it, but... See, it is some good writing here where Corey was seeing his teacher as, you know, kind of cold and inhuman, and he's, you know, thinks he's a real dickhead, and then he sees
authoritative
a
figure.
prickly authoritarian asshole
In a sweater vest.
See, no, he's an English teacher, isn't he?
He's like a principal / English teacher / hall monitor.
But then he sees through Feeney's window that he is but a human being who has feelings that can be hurt,
Just like his own.
Just like Corey's own feelings. And now they're having a very touching moment together. It's a great show. I can't believe Tom didn't know about T.G.High.F.
Does he know about these shows?
I was mentioning some to him. I was like, you know, that's why after I said it and he was still like, is it like a 2-hour long show? I was like, I just told you what shows it was. Like Hanging with Mr. Cooper and Boy Meets World and Step by Step and Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know. I've never...
Fucking whole generations now have
Yep.
never gotten to experience good old family time like we did.
Yep. I'm sure he watched something. Just wasn't good old T.G.High.F.
He watched
This was the way to spend a Friday night, man. Oh yeah, fucking that bull. That's how I really know that, like,
Dora the Explorer.
The stuff that people bring up as their like childhood nostalgia, and they bring up like iCarly. I'm like, no, that show means nothing to me.
I've never seen it.
Never seen it. Means absolutely nothing to me. And if that means something to you, then I don't think we're in the same pop culture group. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got a lot of my
Hard
pop
line.
culture shit from my brother, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff. Like, he's like 5 years older than me, so it all kind of trickled down to me.
And my brother's 4 years older than me, and it was very much the same.
And so I never really give a shit about new pop culture. I'm always a little behind.
So let's see, what year did Kurt Cobain die? 96 or 94?
94.
So I was only 8 years old when Kurt Cobain died, so really I have no reason to have known at all.
Wait, hold on. I might have to look this up. I think it's 94.
I was either 8 or 10. Either way, I would have been really too young for it to matter to me unless my brother, as he was, had been a Nirvana fan and had told me basically what it meant on the day that it happened. And the same thing when Tupac died. And my brother told me about it. He was just older enough than me to understand like the cultural significance of those two people dying.
Wait, who was the other person?
Tupac.
Okay.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain and Tupac dying.
I don't remember either of them dying. I only remember them being dead.
I remember both days of like finding out. It was crazy shit. I'm sure you've seen that recording of Kurt Loder announcing Kurt Cobain's death on MTV. It's nuts. Man, Corey is all sorts of neon right now. If you're watching along, Corey is in bed in his pink shirt and rainbow shorts.
shorts.
I don't think I knew any. I knew one kid growing up who had to share a room with his brother, and they would beat the fuck out of each other all the time.
Yeah.
And, like shit on each other's stuff. Not like not like literally shit. They would just like fuck with each other's stuff. And I remember the kid I was friends with, Nate, had a spirograph thing or whatever. You know, where you twist it around and it makes the colors into the different patterns. And right after we played with it one day, his brother got pissed that we had been in the room, and he just fucking broke the thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, God.
How old were they, though?
Let's see. I was in, like, 5th grade, so Nate was in, like, 4th, and this kid was in, like... His older brother was in, like, 7th grade, probably.
So you gotta imagine the resentment that forms when you're going through puberty and sharing a room with your brother.
Yeah, I bet.
Dear God.
I always had my own room, but when I was really little, in our first house when I was growing up, I always tried to sleep in my brother's room just because I liked my brother and wanted to hang out with him.
See, I shared a
like,
room
I'll
with my
sleep
brother
on
until I was like 6.
Yeah. And my brother let me do it for a long time, and then he eventually told my parents that it was bothering him when I was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
He's like, Tyler can't sleep in my room
I think that's where we were getting to.
Yeah.
Probably a good thing to separate us.
Jay Larson, one of my favorite comics, has a great story about when he was like a preteen, his younger brother deciding that he was going to just live in the hallway. He was sick of not having his own room, so he decided he was just going to live in the hallway and just put a mattress down and block in the fucking hall. Let's see, I'm going to check that we're still recording. Yep. Just making sure.
Shake it up. So Morgan's having a tea party with Corey.
God, so pink, Corey. So far we've seen Corey in a purple shirt and a pink shirt.
The 90s didn't give a fuck about whose.
Look at the size of his sleeves. Look at the size of his sleeves.
Well, it's a nighttime. It's like a nightgown.
Is that a hockey jersey?
It's a 90s nightgown for
That's
boys.
a Jamaican hockey jersey.
It's a 90s gown. It's the team from Mighty Ducks 2.
I was gonna say that's a leftover prop from Mighty Ducks 2. What year did this show debut, by the way? Did we see that?
I'm not 100% sure what that.
Definitely later than 91.
Yeah. The quality is exquisite on this.
I'm gonna say this was a 94 start. That's just my feel. That's my
93.
93. I was close. It was my gut feel. All right, we're coming right. Okay, and now Feeney is with the woman that he was, I think, supposed to eat dinner with, and maybe she had a legit reason to, call out of their date the other night.
Well, wasn't it his sister canceled with him? I thought was what actually happened.
Well, then I don't feel so sorry for him, unless it was like he hasn't seen his sister in decades.
And then he just scored the diggets off that lady.
Maybe she'll be his new sister, if you know what I mean.
Oh wait, this was the reveal. I thought they already revealed it.
Let's see.
Look at Corey's confusion.
Alright, and that wraps up episode
1 of Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
And the first episode.
This is part 1 of 3.
Yes.
That wraps up part 1 of 3 of episode 3.
And we'll be right back.
So that's 3, but we'll be right back.
But it'll be seamless to you guys, so it's good.
Maybe. And we are started. Okay, what's his name? Just walked in the door. Is that
Alan Thicke?
Alan Thicke. I was gonna say Alan Alda. That's not Alan Alda.
All old white guys look the same, honestly.
So it's Hangin with Mr. Cooper is what we're watching. Let's see if you need to sync yourself up. Alan Thicke he just pointed up to the sky.
Really, you should have just started the episode when this episode started. This segment.
Come here,
whenever you heard us talk about the last segment ending was when you switch episodes and start.
And I know that.
Just pause us.
Just pause it. Yeah. So they're looking at the family portrait on the wall right now as I struggle with Mark's dog to make sure it stays.
I've got the cat.
So.
Animals going apeshit. So this is Jason Seaver is the name of Alan Thicke's character, and he's from Growing Pains, right?
Yeah. So.
Look, is this what?
So I don't remember this, even though I watched the show Hangin with Mr. Cooper a lot as a kid.
He moved into their house?
This is very strange because Alan, what's his name? Jason Seaver, was that
Seaver,
it?
Mr. Seaver.
Mr. Seaver just walked in the house. So Mark Curry's character Mr. Cooper,
Mr.
was just
Cooper.
sitting on the couch in this house, and all of a sudden, Mr. Seaver walks in, and it's like,
that's totally the Growing Pains house, too.
yeah. And Mr. Cooper was like, I guess it's just supposed to be a reference to the fact that they're using the same, just
set.
a joke that they're using
Yeah.
the same set.
Which is pretty
But
cool.
he's like, what are you doing in my house?
I guess
What are
Growing
you
Pains
doing?
probably just got canceled. And this is probably how they replaced it. I'm 99% sure that this isn't the original opening of the show. Like, this was the updated one. That they gave it when they were trying to keep it cool.
This theme song?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
This
remember.
whole intro.
This is the only one I remember is the, whoa, whoa.
This one?
Yeah.
I thought they had something else at one point. Maybe this is the original and I'm confusing it with the newer one. that they
Vaguely
gave it.
remember something different existing, but this one definitely rings a bell for me. They made it seem way more like
Holly
sexual and
Robinson.
stuff than it is, with all these women dancing around him in the opening, where he's just like a PE teacher, right? Isn't that what he is?
I believe so, yeah. Who hangs out with the students?
Did one of his students live with him? Okay, so he's definitely the basketball coach at whatever school he works at. But I don't know if he's a gym teacher or if he teaches something else and he's just also the basketball coach. Alright, so Janet Jackson just walked in.
His fucking sweatsuit. It's
Yeah,
a
that's-
windbreaker sweatsuit. It's amazing.
That is it's a very Sinbad look.
Sinbad was very popular at this time.
That's true. Yeah, I would like to have an outfit like that for skiing. I think that would make skiing pretty fun.
You'd definitely play a good dickhead in an 80s ski movie. In that outfit. Not you, or you wouldn't make a good dickhead. That's not what I'm trying to say. So is that his sister? Or just his roommate?
I feel like this is just a friend of his. But as you may have noticed if you've listened to T.G.High.F in the past, we don't really know what's going on in the episodes because we can't hear the dialogue because we're talking over it.
Yeah, we're keeping it quiet so it doesn't overpower us.
Now, shows like Boy Meets World, we know enough about it that we can talk through it and still...
Not actually give a shit about what's going on.
yeah. And still like talk about the show and all that. Hang out with Mr. Cooper, it's been so long. One thing I remember about this is that side room they have where like one of them has an office, and I wanted that so badly as a kid, like a room that I could just slide the door and be like, everybody leave me the fuck alone.
Oh yeah.
Nobody else is allowed in here.
I think we had one of those, but everybody was allowed in there.
Now, what was interesting to me as a kid in elementary school watching and hanging with Mr. Cooper while he's this gym teacher named Mr. Cooper is that my gym teacher's name was Mrs. Cooper.
Ooh.
And
So
she
you thought they had a thing on the side?
she wore a very similar outfit to what he's wearing right now with his neon jumpsuit, but she was a white woman with a small little permy fro.
So what you're saying is this is gym teacher fashion we're looking
Yep,
at.
gym teacher fashion for sure.
Is
Oh, I
it-
totally forgot that. Wait, is the woman on the right replaced later with that other more serious looking woman? Because I don't remember there being more than two women in Cooper's life here in this house. I don't think he has 3 female roommates. That seems like a lot.
No, I think she makes it all the way through.
Is this show moving at double speed or something, or are they just very fast people?
So I think he has 2 roommates, and at one point he has a girlfriend.
Well, I think.
I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Wait, are these girls together?
Like
How
in
progressive
physicals.
was this show?
They're together in physical space right now. RC Cola, that's what I was trying to think of earlier as a really cheap cola. I was talking with Kelsey about it, and I was like, and she was like, I don't know what brand you're talking about. I was like, it's really cheap shit that like people have at like, you know.
It's always like an AM PM in the middle of fucking nowhere
Yeah.
or some shit.
Isn't it? Is it made with something other than corn syrup or sugar? I feel like there's one that's like made with.
You mean like Splenda or something?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
like
think
made
so.
with
I think
Splenda.
RC's legit. It just tastes crappy.
Tastes real funny.
Yeah, it's a cola.
How do you mess up cola that bad? I said, don't you guys at the factory know it tastes weird? Don't you ever like see a commercial or like eat some sort of food where you're like, how did the people in charge of the quality control not realize that this sucks?
I always think about like root beer though. There's all sorts of different root beers, and some of them I fucking despise, and some of them I absolutely love.
I'm gonna get root beer tonight on my way home.
I want a
just
root beer
decided
float
it.
so bad right now.
That'd be dope. I might make one.
Little Big Burger's closed. Shout out to Little Big Burger. Send us free shit.
My dad used to make me root beer floats when I was a kid, but then he started doing something a little different that I think is equally as good. When I've told people about it, they have mixed reactions, whether they think it's awesome or horrible sounding. He'd put chocolate ice cream and Sprite in a cup and like half mix it up, so it was like sort of a float, sort of a milkshake, and it was like a fruity lemon lime chocolate drink. It was really good.
The only hang up I have here is I really hate Sprite. But I could see how that would be good because I love orange soda and chocolate ice cream. Like orange and chocolate together are really good to me.
I love orange soda too. It's so good.
It really is.
I got some orange soda at Los Gorditos last night, then got home and after 2 sips, spilled the entire thing onto my lap. And I just
really loves orange soda.
Sat there for like 20 minutes. I just sat there with it all like in my pants and on the chair that I was in and underneath me, and I was just like so disappointed in myself and in everything. And it's just like,
so if you're
so
watching
sad
along,
I didn't get any of the orange soda. Anyway, if
I'm
you're
sorry.
watching along, a very attractive woman walked into the room.
Holly Robinson just came in a very nice fitting dress.
And now we see Cooper. Okay, he
Holly
is not a
Robinson.
gym teacher. We're sorry. I feel like that kind of.
Well, he can be the gym teacher and a regular teacher.
I don't know about that. Maybe at like a school with no money.
That's how it was at my school.
It's like the principal is the gym teacher and the science teacher.
The gym teachers taught health studies.
Now you can tell that this is the 90s because Cooper has so much extra fabric on his clothes.
And his shirt is nicely tucked as well.
His
That tie.
the shoulders on his jacket is so fucking.
Oh, the shoulder
boy.
pads.
Oh, there's the kid that wears the African shirt. That's in every
Every Mighty Ducks movie.
every 90s sitcom. It's got the peace symbol and the backwards hat. So that's. Oh man. Do you ever miss being in school, Mark?
No.
Me neither.
I was always tired and cranky and surrounded by people.
Yeah.
And it's just not a place I wanted to be.
Sometimes my mom will say like, "Oh, I envy people who are in school so much. I miss that." And I'm like, "Man, we are different people when it comes to that sort of shit." I never want to like. I would like to take some certain classes where I could learn stuff I wanted to learn about, but like the idea of going back to school again, I can't believe this is not like to bust on anybody I know, but I can't believe there are people that I grew up with that are my age that are like just now finishing college or like trying to get some degree. I'm like, that's great, get your degree and everything, but I'm like, how at 32 years old can you mentally take being in school?
No, yeah, that's what I kind of wonder too. Like, I just couldn't handle it as a child, really. I don't thrive off social interaction.
It's just too long to expect little kids and even teenagers to just stay in one fucking place and pay attention to that shit.
Listen, why did they ever give us recess? Just don't give us recess. The days will be fucking shorter. Don't give us lunch. Just let us eat at the end of the day. I'm hungry. Give us lunch. Actually, give us all 3 meals.
Let us eat throughout the day at our desk while we learn things.
Yes, bring us daily snacks.
And we'll go home after 5 hours.
That sounds like a good fucking school day to me. Recess was fine and all, but
Now, if you're watching along, it's a representation of a classic cultural phenomenon of the 90s, where a teacher would lead a dance-off inside of a classroom while everybody threw paper everywhere, and then a very cartoonish-looking principal would come in. And
he's got a Jerry curl on his bald head.
Yeah, who the fuck is Jerry curling the hair on
Their
the back of their
horseshoe,
head?
fucking.
Yep, Jerry curled the horseshoe.
It was the 90s.
That's too good. Well, I like that it shows that principle is from an even older time. It's the 90s here, but this guy's got a jerry curl on the back of his head. He's from like the late 70s, early 80s.
Back when they got real serious about education.
And he got one jerry curl all those years ago, and it's just never come out.
So Mr. Cooper's enthusiasm is pretty respectable as a teacher.
What if you got a perm as like just on a whim in the 90s or something, or as now as like a joke, and it literally never like washed out, and you just had hair like that?
Like it was
forever?
literally a permanent for some
Yeah.
reason. It hit your like
Yeah, like it literally was permanent.
the dead hair cells. I don't know how fucking hair works.
Yeah, I don't know why they call it a permanent if it's not fucking permanent. in the
I
goddamn
always
first
wondered
place.
that too. Like, is there a double meaning to that word that I don't know?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's a great question because it feels like it should be if they're gonna call it something like
I'm
that.
not even gonna look it up. I don't want to know the mystery.
I had a coworker back in Virginia, middle-aged woman that worked in the warehouse of the architectural company I worked for, and she had permed hair for like decades. Like had this tight little fro going on, like curled hair, and then one day she came in and she had gotten rid of it. She had gotten it straightened, and it was so much weirder at that point to see her with totally straight, like page boy hair.
Well, you would
versus-
assume at that point she had curly hair. Like,
Yeah.
why would you be like, oh,
So
she got a
strange.
permanent? Like we were out getting permanents when we were little kids. Also, Mr. Cooper just got super glued to his chair, and then the
Oh,
kid
shit.
that did it in the Africa shirt jumped out the window.
He committed suicide because of the shame? Wow.
He
These
committed
shows get
suicide because it
heavy.
was the best prank he was ever going to do.
Okay, so we were going to do an episode of Aliens in the Family,
Aliens in the Family.
which we will still try to do on another episode. But
We couldn't find.
like that suicide joke was just a joke, obviously. But that show showed James Vanderbeek almost get eaten by this thing.
Well, it
This
showed him
little
get
alien
eaten,
thing.
basically.
Yeah.
And,
And they were like, "Oh, his brain's getting sucked out. We're gonna." Some of these shows were just going way dark, and in like a cartoonish way.
like, no respect for alien culture whatsoever. like they're all fucking animals, alright?
So why weren't they making scary adult sci-fi movies about these concepts instead of putting them into children's shows?
If you think aliens are that bad, you need to call Tom DeLonge. Tom DeLonge has been doing so much fucking research on aliens that he's like real deep in it. Like
That's
on
true.
some true political levels.
Very true.
It's aliens shouldn't be disrespected like that. Tom DeLonge will tell you. Ask Tom DeLonge. What's up, Tom?
Tom DeLonge. So if it's in the future and you're doing the...
Is it DeLonge?
Why has he got a... I've always said DeLonge. What does he have attached to his butt? He had something attached to his ass. It was weird.
Was it her workout stretchers?
No, it was like a heart. I don't know. It was weird.
He's got a big heart design on his ass.
He's got a big heart butt. You got a big heart butt, son.
Back before girls were putting juicy on sweatpants, Mr. Cooper was putting fucking hearts on his slacks.
Yeah, big old heart butts on his
Khakis.
shorts. Yeah, those big ass khakis that he's got going on. Them 90s, everybody's pants were huge and everybody's dresses were even bigger. I'm sleepy. Saying dumb shit now.
The clothes are getting bigger. Your eyes are getting heavier. Oh,
Oh,
my
she's
god,
got
90s
that
thigh master.
Oh,
Oh my god, this
Okay.
woman is very attractive to me.
Indeed.
I wish I was on this sitcom.
Now, see, in 1995, this is when 9-year-old Tyler would have been humping the couch.
Yep.
Hoping
Shout
his
out to Holly
parents don't-
Robinson. What's up, Holly?
Hoping that his parents don't walk in at any given point, or his brother's friends, and find out what's going on.
They always walk in at the most inopportune moment.
My great aunt Barbara had this amazing ability to, like, you could watch a movie that only had one sexual reference, and she would legit walk
Walk
in
in
2
right there.
seconds
My
before.
mom has the same thing.
It's
Any
amazing.
sex scene in any movie I've
Yeah.
ever fucking watched by myself, and right as
I'd be
it's
like,
about to
"How
start, they
did
walk
you-"
in and go, "What are you watching?"
Yep. I'd be like, oh, cool, now I look like a perv. Just for watching, I don't even know. What's a movie with very minimal...
Now they're interrupting my perversion. That's the word. I'm tired too.
It's late, folks.
We're doing that midnight episode.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
That 1 o'clock
Almost.
H.F.
And 1 o'clock in the morning, and Cooper's roommate is going out on the town right now. Late night. Where is this set in? Do you know? Are they in the suburbs of... I bet they're supposed to be in the suburbs of Chicago. That's just
I was
my
going to
feeling.
say Detroit.
Detroit, maybe. You
We're
want
going to look it up.
Let's look it up. Go to the Googler.
We're going to find it. Google Earth?
Yeah, look it up on Google Earth. What are we looking up again?
Oakland,
where
California.
This is set in Oakland. Okay.
Close enough.
I'm kind of surprised that the Seaver family show was set in Oakland then. Maybe it wasn't. And they're just using the same house. But it's supposed to, which is even weirder that it would be the house that the family was in, but it's in a different city. I don't know. What was the show called? Growing Pains?
Growing Pains.
Let's see where Growing Pains was set.
Kirk
I bet
Cameron.
That's going to be like Indiana or some shit, which means some sort of weird space-time warp has occurred.
Long Island.
So on the other side of the fucking country, on Long Island, New York?
To Oakland.
And yeah, somehow this house got moved all the way to Oakland, and even their picture got kept up on the wall.
What do they think they are? A professional sports team?
Sir.
Oh wait, so Cooper doesn't like the idea of his hot ass fucking roommate. I'm sorry, but I love her, and nobody will keep us apart. But he doesn't like this douchebag that she's about to go out with, who also does look like a villain in like Vampire in Brooklyn.
I don't remember. Does he try to get with his roommate here, whatever her name is?
I'm sure he does.
I feel like that was part of the storyline. Or maybe over a couple seasons he's like flirty with her in kind of a rude way, but then he slowly develops feelings for her, and she starts to see the soft side of him underneath his rough exterior, that whole thing.
Or maybe it's where he chases her for a while and he realizes that the friendship is what's valuable, and he stops chasing her and finds somebody he truly deserves.
And then she falls in love with him after that happens, and she...
love triangle.
And then she's like, I love you, and he's like, I got over you.
I got my girl now.
A year ago, like, I need to move on. And she's crushed, and then they spend a weekend together in the Poconos, which is across the country from Oakland, but someone bought them
so is the house.
Free plane ticket. And they spend a weekend up there and find out that... I don't remember what I was going to say, actually. I'm too sleepy.
And find out that it would never work because their friendship is more important. Boom.
That's it. Mark said it.
And plus, in my scenario, he has a girlfriend, he was cheating the whole time. Everything's about to fucking fall apart in Mr. Cooper's world. That's how the show ends. We just wrote the entire series.
Cooper, you never knew how much I booped her. Is that how the theme song goes? Cooper.
Now that everybody knows my roommate is never coming home.
I don't remember the Cooper song at all. It's just really long.
Oh yeah, I don't remember it either.
Not catchy at all.
I was really paying attention to the dancers.
I think they were trying to explain too much in the theme song.
They weren't explaining. Oh yeah, he's a teacher in Oakland. Living in the Seaver house.
I still don't know anything about his roommates here, to be honest. And I feel like no action has happened whatsoever in this.
Only the dance-off that showed he kind of cares about the kid, he's scared of his boss, and all the kids are pieces of shit, basically. And his roommate's very attractive.
But there's been basically no action.
Yeah, and they haven't really explained much about it.
Like, in most T.G.High.F. shows, at this point in the show, somebody has broken through a window or has purposely
There's conflict.
Yeah, somebody has purposely lit a fire to draw somebody out of a house to attack them with a machete. Anything at all. But
wait,
this show is
Friday the 13th or T.G.I. Fridays? What's up, Fridays? Send us free shit. Is that the place with the potato skins?
Wait, is TGI Fridays, or is it
at some point,
or are we watching Hell? That's how sleepy we are, folks.
Thank God it's family. I think. Thank goodness it's finally Over. The week is finally over. T.G.Hi.F.O. T.I.F.O.
It's so silly them acting like it doesn't mean thank God it's Friday. It's like, what's
Wait, did
wrong?
I just nail that acronym?
I think it was originally supposed to be thank God it's Friday, obviously, because that's what TJF means. And it was on Friday nights. But then I think at some point they changed it where ABC or whatever, was it on ABC?
Yes.
Yeah. That they claimed that it was,
The
that it
separation
stood
of
for,
church and sitcom.
that it stood for thank God it's funny.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Thank God it's funny, I think.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, no, it's thank God it's Friday. Just go with that.
Well, it was Friday, and that was
Is he
kind
a
of the
science
thing.
teacher? Have we established that? He seems to have a tadpole poster up on his wall.
Earth science, yes.
Oh, Earth science. We'll talk about the dirt. We'll talk about the worms.
Is that kid wearing a Jamaica shirt now?
It seems he's got definitely a theme to his clothes.
He's a badass.
It's going to be funny going back and listening to this episode for me because several times when I was talking, I was also half dozing off. So
Tyler's sleepy high right now.
I'm very sleepy.
And that's how you get on Friday nights when you're trying to watch Boy Meets World.
True that.
And you've
true
eaten
that.
a lot of pizza and drinking a lot of soda.
And I had pizza and soda before I came over here. And coffee, but it didn't last very fucking long.
Oh, and he just glued the student's ass to his shit.
He got you, dog.
I guess there was a little conflict. We were just talking about
I hope it removes some skin when you take it off, you bitch.
It's going to ruin his jinkos.
That's what he should have said. I should have pushed him through that window. And folks, that wraps up Hangin' with Mr. Cooper. That was the pilot episode, correct? He's introducing himself here. He's letting you know that he is Mark Curry and he is the star of the show. And what else? What else?
His name is Mark. That's my name.
My name is Mark Curry. I used to always get confused and call him Mark Cooper when I was young.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Hanging with Mr. Curry.
That's the Indian version.
Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, that was supposed to be Dee's music as she walked through the city of the Valley of Death. I think I'm okay. We're recording here. I'm gonna put this into the end of the third episode, I guess. I was supposed to say, according to Mark, that this is technically not part of the episode. So, don't think that this is technically part of this is post-credits.
This is the preface.
This is just a review of the shatter that I bought for this today. Rogue blue cheese. I have no clue if it's going to be more indica or more sativa. I'm already very high off of 300 milligrams of edibles. Mark, can we officially begin the podcast now?
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, it is
I
officially.
didn't mean to hold us up, Tyler.
I just wanted to take the dab and wanted to talk about it.
Did you dab?
Not yet. I'm getting it ready.
Oh, you
First
haven't even
one.
dabbed
I
yet.
haven't even
I'm
dabbed
taking
yet.
flack. Okay.
Welcome to. Oh wait.
Oh wait, this is
We already.
Aliens
yeah.
in the Family. We found an
So this is
episode.
going to be part 3 of episode 3, I believe.
Yeah, but this is not the pilot. This is episode 2. It's the only one I could find. So listeners, our loyal, avid, rabid listeners,
Indeed.
please help us find a copy of this episode for free because we do not want to buy the DVD set of this.
If you're an alien in the family living in the future, then you should send episode 1, the pilot, back in time to us right now. We'll wait. So,
Wait, if they're living in the future.
but they got a time machine. I
Wait.
forgot to specify that.
Okay.
They're an alien in the family.
Also send us some of that teleporter technology because I really hate going out to get food.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Introversions.
We got a Domino's pizza on the way. Domino's has really turned themselves around from an F company to a C plus company. That's like my friend Kyle. I don't know if Kyle ever listens to this. Hey, Kyle Irely.
Hey,
But
Kyle.
He went from a real fuck up in middle school. The sort of kid that would just, the teacher would hand out a math test and he would just get up and turn it in without answering any questions.
Nice.
And he went from that to being like an A/B student. So in the grand balance of things, I'd call him a C plus student. But
Okay.
Kyle, you're doing fine.
At least he was an honest fuck up as a child.
He's an A+ sort of guy, but a C+ sort of student. So, Aliens in the Family is this. Nobody that I've mentioned this to remembers this sitcom at all.
And it just had an animated opening.
Yep. Which, oh god, it's horrible. Okay, so right now we're seeing. I'm gonna tell you what credit we're seeing, so you can match up watching here. So right now we're gonna see created by Susan Borowitz and Andy Borowitz.
Oh yeah,
Wait a
start the
second.
episode like 45
Is it
seconds.
the Borowitz twins? Are these the people that made the Matrix? Who is that?
The Wachowskis?
Okay, so not them.
No.
Um,
That would be dope though.
so right now we're looking at what seems to be like a half human, half alien family, and the aliens are, I gotta say, terribly done. After we've
Oh,
seen
man,
what was they were capable of with the dinosaurs, to see aliens that are this unbelievable and this childish is kind of disappointing, I gotta say.
But to be fair, like they were coming up with original concepts here. Like they were with the dinosaurs as well, but it's easier because you have some type of fucking
Yuckles.
outline,
Indeed.
some bones.
That's true. I guess, but like, look at this horribly creepy, like teenage alien.
No, I totally agree. They look like garbage. Like the sun, it looks like they're going for a dinosaurs vibe with him too. But he's too 90s.
I think that they are trying to make him be like the alien.
Oh,
Oh my god.
His arm is
His arm,
garbage.
real bad. Real bad. You could see the felt move on that fucking thing. Jesus. And the wife alien like she has like disgusting gill ears, but she's supposed to be like, I'm kind of a hot alien woman. Like, I'm a balding businessman married to the. Sorry, I'm trying not to be so negative these days. But
Don't apologize for this.
who is this dude? He's never been. God, he probably thought Okay, that dude right there. He got a call one day in the early 90s, and they were like, you got it, you got the part for Aliens in the Family. And he was like, he called his parents and like his brothers and sisters, and he was like, I'm gonna be the star of the new Alf. And nope, I'm sorry, man, you're not.
He could do some Alf work.
That was just like this show.
I've never seen Alf. If that was an insult,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
I mean, like, it's funny to think about. I'm not trying to be petty here, but people that get like starring parts in ridiculously short-lived sitcoms like this one, that are, oh god, it's so poorly made. It's so bad. It's like made by college students.
Oh my.
To
I'm
think
sorry.
about-
I'm so stoned. I'm trying to look up info on this thing, and I just went to the wrong place completely, and I couldn't figure out what my problem was and why I couldn't find it. Please continue. Please continue carrying my ass through this podcast right now.
Well, I was just gonna say, I forget what I was gonna say. Actually, what was I talking? Oh, people that get parts and shit like this, they probably think that they've got it made. You know, where they're like, I'm starring in Aliens in the Family, a new sitcom on ABC.
T.G.High.F, the most
Yeah,
popular
T.G.High.F.
kids TV blog.
And it's, God, can you imagine what the reviews of that? Once you do find info on this, you should see if you can find any reviews from like contemporary newspapers where they reviewed the first episode or something of this show, and be like, new sitcom Aliens in the Family is god awful.
Okay, first, let's give this a premise, because if you don't know what this show's about, if you didn't look it up, and if you didn't start the episode when we did, because we didn't say anything about starting it, and
Because we never do.
we never do. But usually, I think we usually start it when we start talking. This time it was real hard to tell.
Indeed.
And so it says, this is the IMDb, so take it with a grain of salt. It says Doug Brody is kidnapped by an alien mom named Cookie. They marry and hilariously try to blend their blended family into everyday life.
Blended family.
The aliens were puppets designed by Jim Henson's Creature Shop.
No, well, some half-assed intern.
It looks like they just went too far. Like, they got too
awful.
ambitious
No,
with
they're
it.
so simple.
Like, the arms obviously have extensions on them, I think,
They
right?
look like hammerhead sharks, but like not nearly as cool.
Oh, is that what they were going for? Like,
I don't know
sharks?
if people that listen to this podcast are even going to bother trying to actually find this episode because you had such a struggle doing
Yeah,
it.
this is episode 2.
But-
The pilot it's my fucking Everest, guys.
So I'm going to say if you're trying to eat breakfast right now, you probably don't want to actually watch along because this disgusting teenage alien is touching food with his disgusting alien hands. I sound like such a Republican right now. I'm sorry.
It feels like that's what the show is all about, too. Mixed race
man.
families in America.
Yep. It's about acceptance in suburban America. I bet it's set in California because all of these things are.
It seems like it is.
Yep. God, horribly made. Can't believe money was spent on this sort of shit.
It only lasted 1 season,
I was
so
gonna
everybody
say, I
agrees
bet
with you.
it was.
So this guy's still doing stuff.
Oh, is he?
He was
the
in
lead?
Super Troopers. He played the mayor. The guy spread it on.
I don't remember that at all. Wow.
So mad at you right now. And the Born Identity or the Born Supremacy he was in. He was in Trading Places.
I've seen The Born Supremacy.
The Blacklist. With Robert California.
What did he say is the Super Troopers mayor? What was his line?
Spread it on, and he cocks the shotgun when they do the weed bust.
Okay. I do remember that.
God, that movie was so good. The sequel.
So he probably got pretty decent.
Yeah, he seems
residuals
to.
from that?
He seems to work regularly.
All right,
At least
well,
in
that's
bit
good.
parts and shows and shit.
I wonder how hot the mom's alien wig get up thing here was. Like how sweaty it was. Seems uncomfortable.
It looks like they put like gack over her ears.
Yep. There must have been times where they were like, "Okay, action," and she just stood there, and they were like, "Did you hear us?" And she goes, "What?" I think I might hear a pizza person approaching.
Oh yeah, the pizza's here today. Dog is freaking out. T.G.High.F. D. Tell him. This is D. Sweet D. This is her first appearance on the podcast. This is Aliens in the Family, episode 2. Couldn't find the pilot. I'm like deeply disappointed in myself, and it's not even a joke. I'm not even being funny right now. I know I'm really close to the microphone. I'm sorry.
Right.
Tyler's back.
Should we pause it so we can like?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and pause the episode, and then I'll pause this.
Okay. And pause.
All right, recording again, and then we'll tell you when we're gonna start the episode again. I haven't done the dab in the dog's age. Dog's age.
How long's the dog's age?
7 years. Just kidding. It's been a couple weeks. This will be my first dab in a couple weeks with what was it again?
Blue cheese.
Rogue blue cheese.
Rogue blue cheese. I was
There's
gonna
the
say blue cheese,
record.
Rogue One.
All right, and we're gonna hit play now.
Boom. And if you're following along, we're at 8 minutes and 59 seconds.
There you go.
A little over 9 minutes now.
Put my glasses back on. You might hear my torch for a minute here, everybody, and not my tiki
Listen
torch.
to the fire!
Butane torch.
So these things make me nervous. I feel like I'm gonna fucking burn myself. But when I say myself, I mean somebody else.
Sometimes I'm just afraid it's gonna explode.
That too.
Back up, D.
Domes of the
Get away
dog
from
on
the fire,
fire.
Oh man, aliens eating Thanksgiving dinner is what this looks like. What is that in the glass? Is that supposed to be some sort of alien juice?
Wait. Oh. I thought you were talking about the lady in the sea. I thought she's just a ginger, man.
The red stuff in the glass is
But yeah,
looks
it's
like,
probably the blood of some creature, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Were they eating chicken nuggets?
Probably human nuggets.
I wonder if this is like a business. Like he's trying to make partner. I should have looked up what this episode is about. What this episode's about, man.
Woo! Ooh, okay, bro.
Tyler's got the dabs. Tyler's got the dabs. That dab took Tyler down under and he started speaking in an Australian accent.
I'll take a dab. In Australia, they just
Sorry.
got stabbed in the lungs.
That's not a knife. That's just a dab hit.
Woo, woo. Sorry, everybody. Gotta stop trying this. Stop coughing now. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, I think you're moving regions.
All right. Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm trying to find what this episode is about. This is episode 2, Boba Conquers All. Boba.
I was watching this YouTube series the other day. It was, man, I'm gonna be high as fuck for a minute. It was episode reviews of The Terror on AMC.
I still haven't watched it, I'm sorry.
It's cool. It's a great show, though.
I feel like I'm failing you.
Anyway.
Oh, Desmond from Lost. That's
There was a
who's from.
Scottish guy and an English guy that were reviewing the show. And the English guy was so obviously from Liverpool because he sounded exactly like the Beatles. Like, the way that they talk is so particular. There's certain people from Liverpool.
He's
And they gotta talk just like that.
meditation.
Crazy. Oh, what is... Okay, so we're...
The
All right,
people.
if you're watching along right now, we're seeing somebody's hand turning blue.
Okay, so that's the other daughter. So half the kids I think are
high as
human
fuck.
and half the kids are alien.
So Rogue whatever cheese.
Rogue One.
I don't
damn
think
it.
it was Rogue One
These
cheese.
fucking Star Wars geeks can't get shit right these
Rogue
days.
Blue cheese is
I see. Okay.
Rogue Blue cheese is it's definitely on the sativa side. I'm gonna say that.
So you're feeling good?
Feeling good, feeling high,
Feeling healthy?
feeling healthy, feeling fly.
This is 63.85%. So 638 milligrams.
Word.
This is CBD LOQ.
I still don't know what that means. Lower than something, I guess.
Yeah, just 000. Locked out. It's that lock. Lock you.
All right, so if you're watching this episode in the future and you're doing the specialty items, then you should be going to your fridge right now and pulling out a can of squid. You should have the squid that you got at your local market and have some calamari while you watch this episode.
How could you see that? Are you guessing?
It's what it looked like was on the thing. Oh, man.
It's either squid or wine, and either way, I'm probably having none of it. What are these things? It looks like fucking whack-a-moles. So they have, what are those things?
Okay, right now the little girl's getting attacked by a little fucking pillow looking. They're like peeps that have come to life. Do you remember the episode of Family Matters where somebody wrote the N-word on Laura's locker?
Yes.
Yeah, that's in the same episode. This is the same ABC lineup as this fucking ridiculous-ass show.
This show could have gotten real serious after a couple seasons. We don't know where it would have
Those
gone.
little fucking sentient peeps we just saw could have played on the same night as the... How do you have kids watching shit like this and then it goes to the fucking Carl trying to explain racism to Laura and how even though she thinks that she didn't live in that world anymore, she actually does. And hey, next episode we see aliens fucking hugging little pillow farts.
Holy shit, is T.G.High.F. why we're aware that racism exists still?
Yeah. Without T.G.High.F., we
We'd
wouldn't
just
know
be a
about
couple
race.
dumb white guys.
That
baby.
looks like the baby from Dinosaurs.
But it's cute. The baby's cute. We gotta give it that. They made a little face. It
this
was
is
nice.
definitely just alien dinosaurs.
Yeah, they were definitely just going for that kind of vibe. Dinosaurs were more accessible because the mom's body's banging.
Indeed. And I guess it's not exactly the same. Like the dad characters are pretty different. The dad in the show doesn't have that like bombastic like bullish personality that Earl does.
He seems kind of like an
Dinosaurs.
underachiever in a
So look at these. What are these goddamn
sweet
things?
way. No, I'm really bothered by these
They
things.
look like different flavored wheat thins. Not wheat thins.
Shredded wheat.
Yeah.
Or frosted wheat. Frosted mini
shredded
wheat.
honey wheats.
I
Mini
know,
wheats.
yeah, like glitter
Not honey,
colored mini wheats.
That's ridiculous. If you're watching, you should be eating some frosted mini wheats right now.
Oh
with
my
the
god,
episode.
I want some
after
frosted
your
fucking
squid.
mini wheats now.
After you finish the calamari, get a bowl of that shit, the shredded mini wheats in your belly.
Get the frosted. Don't.
This baby keeps hurting its nanny or whatever it is, and I don't think that's funny.
Well, what's the nanny's problem? That's the real question. Is the nanny deserving of this behavior? Was she trying to kill the baby?
Oh, maybe because it's an alien, she might be speciest.
Oh, maybe she's only there. She's undercover to fucking murder the little kid.
And every time she gets close, it hits her in the face with something else.
He's just defending himself.
I thought the baby was a girl. See, it's just like dinosaurs. We have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I've never seen an episode.
And if there's anything that matters, it's the gender of a puppet.
Oh,
We
wait.
have to figure it out.
Do they turn into like humanoids as they get older? Why is the mom so humanoid and the kids are like full alien? I mean, I guess half the kids are
I
normal.
vaguely remember an episode of this
Looking.
show where we see
Human
that
looking.
she's like wearing like a human disguise basically, and that she really looks more like these others.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, if I was this dude and found out that my wife actually looked like this, oh wait, they kind of look vaguely squid-like. Do you think that actually was some squid-like thing in there?
No, when
refrigerator
you
they
said
were
that, I
eating?
think you were right.
Damn, dude. It's kind of fucked up.
Also, I think he got kidnapped and they made him impregnate.
You think what?
I think he got kidnapped and they made him impregnate the mother. Wait,
Oh,
is that
yeah,
the
you
kid
read the-
from like The Girl Next Door? And oh gosh, he plays a sidekick in like a bunch of movies. Girl Next Door with Emile Hirsch.
Oh, I don't know. I've never seen that. What the fuck is going on?
Okay, I'm
God,
gonna
this show
find
is
it right
so
now.
weird. This is by far the weirdest thing we've seen. We thought Perfect Strangers was weird.
Perfect
This is
Strangers
weird.
was bad. This is bad in a.
Look at how
the door
fake-
is
oh my
shorter
God.
than the man.
What
It's
a-
like
yeah.
the Castle Grayskull.
Is this a house for ants?
Draft 1. Yes, right.
Oh, bonnet alien baby. I gotta say, if I had a little alien baby like that, I don't think I'd accept it.
Yeah, it would be awkward. Oh,
This
great.
baby has got to stop hitting people with lasers in their faces and shit. It's getting ridiculous.
Is this like Family Guy?
Oh, it is.
Seth MacFarlane, you did it again.
It is vaguely Family Guy-ish. Maybe that's where Seth MacFarlane got the idea for Stewie, was this baby who keeps zapping people in the face with goddamn lasers. See, these shows, they always show that the aliens, they just take advantage of our weaknesses. They zap us in the eyes with lasers when we're not expecting it because we don't think a baby's going to do something like that to us.
Why'd the mom just go in there? Is that their house?
I have no, that's what I was just wondering, but I have no fucking clue.
I'm so confused.
You know how you just go into strangers' houses? I guess you're not a stranger.
Maybe they're their neighbors? We missed a lot
Oh.
of things. It's not the pilot?
Oh,
I'm
wait,
trying
no,
to
I know what's happening. This is right after somebody wrote the N-word on this woman's front door. And the episode is about how Carl Winslow is going to come over and tell her how to deal with it. So this show is serious, you're right.
And it's a crossover.
Now, oh my god,
episode.
now we're watching, what?
Yeah,
now
the
we've
kid
jumped
was
to, wait, what is this?
Sally Jesse Raphael.
We've jumped to they're now on an episode of Sally Jesse. I guess that happens in TV sometimes. The characters go on another TV show that actually exists.
Oh, she's
But it's
saying she
weird
was
to see.
abducted by aliens. She's formerly a fat person, and she changed her name back to Turner. Ghost
Ghostwritten.
written.
What does that mean?
Was
I know what ghostwriting is, but what is that?
were the captions ghost written? Ghost written.
I don't know.
Oh, so
what
the
that-
son is played by this guy, Chris Marquette. Do you recognize this man?
No.
He's
But
in-
if I ever meet him, I'm gonna apologize. Not on my behalf, but just that he had to go through this.
He probably had a good time.
I don't know, man.
I'm trying to find him.
I give this show
Oh,
an
yes.
F with prejudice.
Give it a C+.
They put the door on the wrong side of the house. I feel like it should be on the other side. I don't know what I'm basing that on, but it just feels like on a sitcom, the front door should be on the left.
It reminds me, is that the Brady Bunch house?
Married with Children had the door on the right.
So does 70s Show.
Maybe there is no rule.
Maybe they have 2 doors. They all have 2 doors, right?
God damn.
What is
Now
happening
there's
with
wigs
these
on
mini
these
wheat
fucking
things?
pillow-looking mini shredded mini wheat things.
They're like mini wheat ottomans. Mini Watermans.
Mini Watermans?
Frosted Watermans. But they talk. They're just a face.
Can't
Or a
handle this
pillow.
shit, man. You can't handle it, man. What is this, like a fucking 2-hour movie? I feel like we've been watching this show forever.
That's how we take a break. We take a pizza break.
It's true.
If you're not taking pizza breaks in these shows, then you're doing it wrong. You have the problem.
So we are once again seeing the nanny. Oh, okay. So credits are rolling here. We're seeing the nanny
She's
confronting
trying
the
to
baby
feed
one more
him.
time.
She's trying to
Confronting
feed
the
him.
baby one more time.
Is that a Star Wars
What was
toy?
it? I don't know.
Confronting the baby one more time.
And
And
it
he
zaps
zapped
her,
her.
gone, dead maybe, into another. You know what? Fuck this baby. Fuck these aliens. Fuck this family. Get them off. Get them out of here.
They do look like Easter egg alien or Easter egg hammerhead Easter egg sharks. Easter egg. I'm gonna say it again.
Just remember to call in.
Listeners, we're
Yeah.
taking calls now.
Call in and give your opinion on aliens and the family.
Thank
All
you.
right.
That was episode 3.
Episode 3. T.G.High.F.